Right now your kitchen is full of food. A cold can of soda, a tub of yogurt, cold pizza from last night. Maybe an apple that flew here from the other side of the world. But hand any of this to your ancestors and they would not see food. They would not even know what they were looking at. So what did they actually eat? The honest answer would turn the stomach of almost everyone alive today. And it is hidden in caves all over the world. Bones, skulls, and tools chipped from stone. Proof that rewrites the whole story of what we are. To understand it, you have to go back, not 1,000 years, 3 million years. Picture your earliest ancestor on the open African plain. You probably imagine a brave hunter with a spear. Forget that. He did not hunt, he waited, watched, and took what was left behind. Your first ancestors did not chase down prey, they picked over what predators abandoned. When a lion brought down an antelope, it ate first. It took the muscle, the heart, the soft red insides. Then the hyenas arrived and crushed almost everything else. The skin, the ribs, even most of the smaller bones. By the time your ancestor reached the carcass, it was nearly bare. Only the thickest leg bones remained, too tough for even a hyena's jaws. And that is exactly what he came for. Because hidden inside that bone was a treasure no other animal could reach. Marrow, gray, slick, and dripping with fat. He picked up a sharp stone flake and smashed the bone open. These first tools even have a name, Alduin tools. He scooped the marrow out with his bare fingers and ate it raw. To him, this was not survival food, this was a feast. Because only one creature on earth could open that bone. Us, our fingers could clamp a stone tight enough to shatter solid bone. But the real jackpot was higher up. Inside a cracked skull sits almost a pound of pure fat, the brain. And fat is the richest fuel in the whole animal. For someone scratching by on leftovers, a single skull was a windfall. This is why even now, your body treats fat like gold. It has never let that lesson go. And when there was no carcass at all, your ancestors still ate. Termites, beetles, and fat white grubs as big as your thumb. They crunched like little shrimp. To your distant ancestors, a handful of bugs was no emergency ration. It was simply the evening meal. This was life for more than 1 million years. The same gray bones, the same crawling food day after day. But what came next was stranger than you can picture. Somewhere in the dark, a spark caught fire. The earliest trace of a human-made fire was uncovered in South Africa. A place called Wonderwork Cave, around 1 million years old. And once we held fire, we could do something no animal ever had. Cook. Meat sizzling over glowing coals. Roots buried in the hot ash. Marrow bones dropped straight into the embers. Here is the secret of fire that changed everything. Cooking is digestion done outside your body. Raw food forces your gut to grind for hours, burning energy. But cooked food is already half broken down for you. Less work to digest, more fuel from every single bite. So over time, something inside us changed shape. Our guts grew smaller. And all that freed up energy rushed to one single place, the brain. It is just 2% of your body weight, but it eats 1/5 of all the calories you burn. You cannot run a brain like that on raw leaves and bugs. It needs cooked, fat-rich food. Fire gave us our minds, and our minds gave us everything after. That is when the menu exploded. By 300,000 years ago, your ancestors looked like you. And they ate almost anything they could catch or dig up. Mammoth and bison out on the cold plains. Wild horse, reindeer, and fish pulled from the rivers and the coast. Wild grains, tubers, sweet berries, cracked nuts, and mushrooms pulled from the soil. Eggs stolen straight from the nest, and one thing above all the rest. Honey. There is a tribe in Tanzania called the Hadza. They still eat the way every human did before farming began. And about 1 bite in 7 of theirs is wild honey. They scale towering trees and take sting after sting after sting. And they always come back because nothing wild crams that much energy into a single mouthful. And that very same craving is alive in you right now. Sugar, your brain is wired to chase it. Across countless generations, a mouthful of sweetness handed your body 2 prizes in one. Instant energy to burn right now, and spare fuel your body locked away as fat. And that stored fat was your lifeline whenever the hunting failed and the plants died back. A heavy, dripping honeycomb was the grandest thing most people ever tasted. And that ancient program is still running inside you today. Your body cannot tell honey in a tree from a donut on a shelf. To it, they are the same ancient gold. Modern food figured this out and built an entire industry on it. Fizzy drinks, sweets, breakfast cereal, jarred sauces, and even most of the bread. Almost everything in a packet anywhere on the planet is sugar in a clever disguise. That is the reason your hand keeps drifting back toward it. Your body still thinks it is storing up for a famine that never comes. But sugar was not the only thing we got hooked on. Meat. A single mammoth could feed a whole tribe for weeks. A single large kill spared the tribe hundreds of hours bent over berries and roots. And that saved time became something precious. Time to raise children and time to teach. Time to build better tools and sit by the fire telling stories. It is also why your body still aches for protein. Every craving you carry was shaped by what once kept you alive. But there is one craving we still find hard to say out loud: each other. Deep in an English cave known as Gough's Cave, scientists uncovered human remains. They were about 14,700 years old. And those bones confessed something nobody was prepared to hear. The skulls had been cleaned carefully with stone tools. The jaw and the lower part were trimmed away, slowly and deliberately. What remained, the rounded top, was worked into a drinking bowl. And the long bones had been split lengthwise, broken open in the exact manner those first ancestors broke an antelope's leg. For the marrow, and here is where it gets darker, this was not starvation. The same cave held the bones of horses and deer. There was plenty to eat. In 2017, scientists did a strange piece of math. How many calories does one human body actually hold? The answer is around 125,000. A single bison holds 600,000. A mammoth holds 3 million. So humans were never an efficient meal. They were a choice. One arm bone was even carved with a careful zigzag pattern. Done after the meat was already gone. This was not panic, this was ritual. And Gough's Cave is not the only place. The same marks turn up across Germany, France, Spain, and Croatia. For ages in different lands, humans did this to one another. Not always to survive. Somewhere along the way, it came to mean something. And it gets stranger still. Your ancestors did not only eat fresh meat, they ate it rotten. When a hunter made a kill, he could not eat it all at once. So he buried it, hid it in caves, sank it in cold streams. Sometimes for days, sometimes whole weeks or months. When he returned, the flesh was alive with maggots and stank of decay. He ate it anyway. Some scientists think he even preferred it. Because rot is just bacteria breaking the food down first. Softer to chew, easier to absorb. It even made fresh B vitamins your body needed. And your body still remembers this trick. Because every fermented food you love is decay, simply tamed and held in check. Cheese, yogurt, sourdough, beer, and wine. Soy sauce and pickles too. Each one is simply spoilage, tamed and held just short of poison. Your love of cheese was not invented in some French farmhouse. It began out on a grassland 100,000 years back, on something far grimmer. Every craving you have today is still that ancient code running. For fat, for salt, for sweetness, for whatever is densest and closest at hand. Your body knows nothing of fridges or grocery stores. It only knows one rule. Eat what is rich, eat what is rare, eat while you still can. Because by tomorrow, the food could all be gone. So at 11 at night, you find yourself pulling the fridge door open, even when there is no real hunger in you at all. That is an ancient program, 3 million years old, quietly running a scan. Still straining with everything it has to carry you through another day. But the world that shaped it has vanished. Imagine dropping a modern human into the world of 50,000 years ago. They would likely be dead within days. You would not know where to find clean water. Most of the plants around you would be a total riddle. You could not run down an animal or climb for honey or crack a bone for marrow. You would starve in a land overflowing with food you could not even see. Now flip it, set someone from 50,000 years ago down in your kitchen. To them, it would look like they had wandered into the storeroom of gods. A cold, sweet drink sealed inside shining metal. Bread already baked by a stranger, milk that keeps for weeks without spoiling, fruit from places he never knew existed, food no one had to hunt or wrestle or claw out of the dirt. It would be the richest place anyone in his world had ever seen. For 3 million years, nearly every human who ever lived went cold, weary, and never quite full. You might be the very first who is none of those things. So the next time you stand in front of that open fridge, remember what it took to get here. And maybe, just for a moment, you will feel how rare this quiet is.